What's the worst thing a family member has done to you? My bio mother passed away while giving birth to me, so naturally, I've always been terrified of falling pregnant and having to give birth. I managed to avoid it for 28 years of my life, until my half-sister Jenna, who always dreamed of being a mother, came up to me one day. Jenna had struggled with infertility forever, and it broke my heart seeing her go through all those failed treatments and procedures. She begged me, red-eyed and teary, to be her surrogate, saying I was her last chance, but Jenna was my sister, so I reluctantly said yes. At first, Jenna was over the moon. She threw her arms around me, sobbing in gratitude, saying she'd be the best mother ever. But as time went on, something strange happened. Jenna started making jokes like, if motherhood is too overwhelming, I might just back out. Or she'd casually mention, having a kid is going to be so hard. I felt uneasy, but I brushed it off, thinking it was just nerves. The pregnancy itself went surprisingly well. Despite my fears, I handled it better than expected. And as time went on, Jenna became more and more like her usual self. At least on the outside, she decorated the nursery, organized baby showers, convinced everyone she was thrilled. And around this time, something unexpected happened. I started catching myself smiling when the baby kicked, or feeling oddly protective whenever someone joked about how I was softening up. Still, I brushed it aside. I was doing this for Jenna. Then came the night my water broke. I was nervous, but strangely calm. The contractions were brutal, and my anxiety about childbirth hit me full force. Between screams and tears, I tried to hold on to the thought that this was all worth it for Jenna. I remember sweating buckets, desperately praying I'd make it out on the other side. Then right in the middle of labor, Jenna leaned over, took my hand gently, and said quietly, almost casually, I'm not going to be adopting the baby. The room fell silent, louder than the nurses shouting around me. The contractions seemed to intensify. I gasped, disbelief and pain overwhelming me. Are you serious? Was all I managed to whisper. Jenna shrugged, avoiding my gaze. I thought I wanted it, but I don't. Then she got up, left the room, and didn't come back. The next few hours were a blur of pain and shock. After an agonizing night, my daughter was born, and when the nurse placed her tiny, warm body against my chest, something shifted inside me. Looking at her, suddenly everything felt different. A few days later, Jenna's husband, Mike, showed up at my place. He told me Jenna had never intended to adopt the baby. Sure, she'd wanted to be a mother, but only to a child she carried herself. The reason she got me to surrogate was because she'd been jealous. Jealous of my independence, my career success, my freedom. She saw me being pregnant as a twisted way to level the playing field, forcing me into a life I'd always feared. I felt betrayed in a way I never imagined possible. But as the weeks passed, I found strength I didn't know I had. I stayed up nights holding my daughter, watching her little fingers clutch mine, her eyes staring up at me. Slowly, unexpectedly, I realized Jenna's betrayal had turned into something beautiful, a chance to experience a love I'd never even considered. I also decided I wasn't going to let Jenna get away with it. With Mike's help, I gathered texts, voicemails, and all her twisted confessions. Then I made a post in the family group chat. Everyone saw it, and overnight, Jenna became the outcast. She'd been the golden child until that point. But now, seeing her true colors, people sided with me. Fast forward 4 years, my life looked nothing like I'd planned, but better than I could have dreamed. My daughter filled my world with a joy I never thought I'd feel. Jenna, of course, hadn't spoken to me since. Then, out of nowhere, she messaged me one evening. A lengthy sob story about how she was undergoing infertility treatments again. She hinted at reconciliation, maybe even wanted me to be her surrogate again, promising she'd actually adopt the baby this time. I paused only briefly before replying with a photo of me and my daughter, smiling brightly.